Welcome to St John's for our weekly update. Today I'm standing in the chapel of Our Lady and the Holy Innocents. I've chosen to be in this chapel today because it's the first time we've actually been able to use the chapel since the lockdown. And that's because the chapel has been used as something of a recording studio for our stream services. And that was the result of us having a whole lot of equipment that was sort of held together in something of a Heath Robinson construction. Now, because we've got much of our own equipment, the operation has become much more streamlined, and so now the Lady Chapel is reopened. It's a beautiful space. So next time you're in at the cathedral, you might like to call in and say a prayer in this beautiful space. While I'm talking about the audio-visual equipment, I'd like to say thank you to those who have contributed so far. Donations at the moment stand at $7,500. We've spent about $17,000 of the $30,000 that we expect we'll have to spend to bring everything up to proper level. But $7,500 is a great effort so far, so thank you so much to all those who have contributed. Certainly the feedback we're getting from people who watch our streams is that the effort is well worth it, and people really do feel like they're being kept in contact with their cathedral. In terms of our worship here, on Sundays now we have the 7:30am Eucharist and the 9:30am Eucharist and 6pm Evensong all happening in person here in the cathedral, as well as being streamed. We have set up a try booking as a way for people to signal their intention to come. As I've mentioned before, it's not essential that you register in advance, but it certainly does help with the arrival process, and also helps us capture the necessary details that we are required to keep under the health notifications at the present time. And as I've mentioned before, those details are kept for 56 days and then destroyed. 5 o'clock on Sundays is the thing that needs some thought. Because of the requirements of the COVID plan, the amount of cleaning we have to do between services and the like, it's going to be impossible to host a service at 5 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon followed by a 6 o'clock evensong for the foreseeable future. We're aware that there's a community of people who really enjoyed and were nurtured by the 5 o'clock service. And so we're asking people who are interested in that service and something similar to give us some feedback. Options include maybe having a service at something like 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, or a service on Saturday evening. So we really are open to suggestions from the community as to how we might provide for that community of very faithful people. So please be in touch if you have a thought about how we might achieve that. One of the initiatives that has bubbled up out of the community over these COVID times has come out of the guides. Some of the guides are preparing videos that focus on a particular part of the building. We're using all this wonderful technology we've got to create those videos. So at the moment we've got 2 videos that have been created by John Carr, one of the guides, that look at several of the creation windows crafted by Glenn Mack. The first of those videos is now live, and you can see it on our YouTube channel, and you'll also find links to it on the Cathedral website and on Facebook. So I'm grateful to John for coming in and doing that for us, and we're looking forward to the product that will come our way as other guides talk about the parts of the building that really energise them. It'll be a fantastic and fascinating series. A few months ago, I invited members of the community to begin to reflect on how the COVID experience was affecting them and what they were noticing in the midst of that, of this incredible once-in-a-century experience. And one of the things I'd like to encourage you to do is to actually revisit the questions I asked several months ago. I know many of you actually recorded some responses to those questions. And one of the things that seems to me is a good idea is to periodically revisit those questions, because as we move through the experience, we will be noticing different things, we will be learning different things, and we will be being affected in different ways. So just to rehearse those questions, they were: what am I finding difficult? What am I enjoying? What am I noticing about myself? What am I noticing about my community? And what am I learning? So you might like to spend some time in this coming week reflecting on those questions and writing down some responses. And then if you carried out that exercise earlier in the year, you might then go back and look at the responses you prepared earlier. I would recommend doing it in that order. Respond to the current situation and the way you're approaching it, and then look back and see how things have changed for you and what you've learnt in the midst of that process. It's great to be able to announce that our morning concert series is going to be reinvigorated in September, so you'll find details of that in the downloadable version of service notes and on the website. And also we've got organ recitals starting to happen in the life of the cathedral as well. The first of them will be offered in just a couple of weeks' time, and you'll find full details on how to book using our try booking source on the cathedral website and in the service notes. In terms of community celebrations, Rachel Field has been given an incredible honour. She's been made for life, an academic bencher of the Inner Temple. The Inner Temple in London is one of the Inns of Court, and it's associated with the Temple Church, which we have a strong association with. The choir of the Temple Church came out to us a few years ago, and their director of music, Roger Sayer, has been out subsequently as well. So we're looking forward to Rachel being like a human connection point between us and the Temple Church. And so congratulations to her. It's an amazing honour and a great opportunity to do some really interesting research. Birthdays. This week we say happy birthday to Helen Lancaster, Leon, who's the custodian of the choir, to Alan Hutchings, Graham Cunningham and Lana Hadgraft. Happy birthday to all those people. So thank you for the messages of support that you send to us. We're incredibly grateful for the way the community has remained such an intense community during these days. We're very mindful of those of you who are unable to join us because you're looking after yourself, and we encourage you to continue to do that. We do miss you, and we do appreciate the contact that you make with us, and we certainly appreciate the way the community is making contact amongst itself. Peace be with you.